The UCL final is happening in a few weeks, and I want to give my totally unbiased predictions on the UCL final. So this year's finalist is gonna be Arsenal versus Paris Saint-Germain or PSG, Arsenal versus PSG, right? And this is gonna be a really big moment for both these clubs, as both of these clubs have been in a combined 5 UCL finals between both of them. Yeah, 5. That's less UCL finals than UCLs actually won by some clubs, and I'm not gonna name those clubs, but that's less. Both these teams combined have been in less finals than some clubs have won the UCL. They have been in less finals than some clubs have even won the UCL. So I like this final is a big moment for both clubs. But PSG is going to be back-to-back finals for them, and potentially maybe back-to-back UCL trophies this one. And for Arsenal, their first ever final in 20 years. 20 hard, cruel, long years of the abuse, the annoying fans, and everything. It's been 20 long years, and Arsenal in the final. So my predictions for this game, predictions obviously would have to go to see how they got their purpose and everything. But before I get started with the video, if you can't do me that small favor, please leave a like and subscribe, and let's get into the video. Let's start off with PSG's path, who arguably had most definitely had a harder path than Arsenal. Alright, most definitely had a harder path than Arsenal. So in the league phase, again they did this last year, but league phase they kind of were dog water. Started off well, then fumbled it and finished 11th in the league phase, meaning they would have to go to the playoffs against Monaco, which is another French team. Now, that means playoffs against Monaco probably means probably an easy win for PSG. But no, it wasn't an easy win. As in the first leg, PSG and Monaco draw 2-2, right? The game was Monaco they get a lead really early into the game. And then he has to get subbed off for an injury, which obviously gets injured every time he gets injured. So he gets subbed off for an injury, and Doué comes on, and Doué saves it for PSG and carries them on his back, progress through the Champions League game against Monaco. Then they meet Chelsea, and in this round of 16 match, right, there are actually human beings on this earth. Let's take a moment for those human beings on the earth who actually believed that Chelsea could actually pull up a win. Need to make a memorial for them, because my oh my, those guys must be the strongest believers of all time to actually believe that Chelsea can get a win against PSG. Yeah, you had to be on some drug or something. But anyway, people believe Chelsea could win. Chelsea didn't win. They got smashed 8-2, and Kvaratskhelia started playing really well as Champions League merchants, playing amazingly well on both legs. They helped PSG progress 8-2 and aggregate. PTSD for some fans, so now PSG advances on to the quarterfinals, where they take on Liverpool. And Liverpool are so bad that PSG didn't even play well in those games. They didn't play to their best at those games, and they still won 4-0 on aggregate. And they saw playing that whole 5-back formation thing and the low block, and that somehow that guy isn't sacked, but I'm not complaining again. To your YG, I'm not complaining, he's not sacked and everything. So that makes PSG go into the semi-finals. Now PSG are in the semi-finals against Bayern Munich. They're in the semi-finals against Bayern Munich, and in that first leg is peak football, as in peak football. What football is all about, and it ends 5-4 to PSG. PSG win the first leg 5-2, right? PSG win the first leg 5-2. No, they didn't win the first leg 5-2, but they were ahead 5-2. Then the Liverpool were able to come back. Bayern Munich were able to come back and make it 5-4, which probably would have made them able to do something at the Allianz, right? But they didn't, and then 1-1, controversy everywhere. Kane got in the last minute goal to make it 1-1, and PSG in the final against Arsenal. But that's PSG's passing to the final. Now let's take a look at my club, Arsenal's passing to the final. Now let's move on to the champions of England, Premier League champions, winners of the Premier League that won the Premier League, and the Premier League champions Arsenal, that are Premier League champions of England, that won Premier League champions Arsenal. So Arsenal had a phenomenal league phase, being the first ever team to go 8 for 8 in the league phase round, including big wins against Bayern Munich, Inter Milan, and Atletico Madrid. Really big wins that Arsenal were able to pull off and get to the round of 16, skipping the playoffs. Like PSG, they skipped the playoffs. So now, here are Arsenal in the round of 16, playing against Bayer Leverkusen. And the first leg was a little bit shaky. It was a 1-1 draw. Not the best performances from any Arsenal player there, but don't worry. Luckily, second leg they went 2-0 with bangers from Eze and Declan Rice to help Arsenal progress through to the quarterfinals, which may have well been the most boring ever two-legged affair I have ever witnessed in the UCL quarterfinals. So it was a terrible game. First leg ended 1-0. Late last minute Kai Havertz goal. At the Emirates, it was a 0-0 draw, sloppy, terrible game to watch. But Arsenal scraped by what should have been a blow by. So, but it's scraped by fortune. So now then the semi-finals, this Atletico Madrid, and this semi-finals, it was a really dirty semi-finals. The first leg ends 1-1 thanks to 2 penalties from Gyökeres to Alvarez, right? So Gyökeres and Alvarez both scored their penalties to make it 1-1. But there were plenty of controversy in the game, as personally, I don't think that Ben White should have been a penalty. I mean, it bounced off his leg, was nothing they could do about it, but it was given as a penalty, they scored. And again, even though the penalty, like, it should have been a penalty where Eze was fouled, Eze was fouled. Everyone else was fouled by Hanko, that idiot guy Hanko again. He fouled Eze in the box, but he didn't call it. But I'm not complaining because second leg, we win 1-0 to the Arsenal. We win 1-0. They probably should have given that to a pen by Atletico Madrid, but I don't care. We're in the finals now, thanks to that goal by Puskás Aréna. So 1-0 to Arsenal, and now we're in the Champions League final. And my predictions for the UCL final. Now for my predictions. What do I think is gonna happen? Am I gonna be a delusional Arsenal fan? Will I say that we can win against PSG, Super PSG, not balled up PSG, Super PSG in a UCL final? Will I say that? You know what? Screw it, man. 1-0. Yeah. Arsenal will win the UCL final 1-0. I don't know who's gonna score. It's gonna be Victor Gyökeres. Whether he starts or doesn't start, he will score in the UCL final off of a John Evans handball. Penalty, Gyökeres scored. You heard it here first. John Evans handball, penalty, Gyökeres scored. He's gonna win the UCL 1-0. Just a reminder for your own safety. Also do win the UCL. I would consider getting a bunker or somewhere to hide, because if Arsenal wins the UCL, there will be noise everywhere, there'll be jumping, there'll be everything. So, for your own safety, if Arsenal win this UCL trophy, better somewhere to hide, because you're not surviving this. I don't think I'm surviving it either. So, if Arsenal win the UCL trophy, you don't survive it, because there's going to be noise everywhere, going to be jumping, cars be broken, no one's going to go to heaven at 12 a.m. and everything. So just be careful out there. So you probably hope Arsenal to win for your own safety, just hope Arsenal don't win. But if Arsenal do win, me and a bunch of million other people might just end up being the end of the world. Arsenal win might end up being the end of the world. But stay safe out there, guys. Stay happy, stay healthy. Again, this is all my opinion. You don't take anything I say here seriously. It's just my opinion. You can make your own opinion too. It's what I think. You don't take anything I say seriously. Leave a like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. Maybe this part of the video. Comment toilet to make you say you make fun to this video. Make it plus fun to the video. Comment toilet. Stay happy, stay healthy, be safe and everything. Yada yada. Subscribe, like. I'll see you in the next video, hopefully. Bye bye.